One of the things, which we won't dive too deep in this, there's already another episode on this, is mission, vision, values. Like that's a massive piece. But employee experience manager, Molly, when we're doing these interviews, what's important, maybe one of the most important, is hiring the right people to make sure that we're going to be able to provide the right experience for them. I think that's something that can be overlooked is if you're not hiring the right people, you may not be able to provide what they consider is good, and most of the time it's not good. Most of the time it's for the easy job or lack of accountability or show up and get a paycheck. Like if someone's wanting to just show up and get a paycheck, this is not the place for them.
Man, I feel like we have come so far on this. Even before we had mission, vision, values, there'd be times if I wasn't in the interview or something, somebody'd come and introduce themselves first day at Jolly, and I'm like, this is not a Jolly employee right away. Just what they're wearing, how they're talking, how they're acting. I'm like, probably shouldn't have hired them.
Yep.
That would happen a lot. I hired a lot of people that I'm sitting in the interview across from thinking, they're right on the edge.
We need a body. Let's get them.
Yeah, man, we need a warm body.
There.
Let's go. We all have, right?
Yeah.
So the mission, vision, values, like Scott said, we have a whole episode on it, but it aligns exactly what a Jolly person is. And now it's like everybody who's in our leadership team knows within minutes of meeting somebody like, oh, they looking like they could be a Jolly type employee. Just how they show up, or they be in the name, or they carrying themselves confidently, or they smiling, And we ask everybody in the interview, we have all of our values on the wall. Which one of these most aligns with you? And that question, super important in the interview. I think we've got some of the people that we tell no to, that we don't hire now,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, if this person would have walked in 5 years ago, we'd have been pumped, and we're now telling them no. I think getting tighter and tighter and having your employees realize this is not an easy place to come work. This is not a place you just get on. You just apply and you get on. This is a place that we're going to have a stringent interview. It's going to be difficult. We're going to ask a lot of questions. We're going to get to know you. We might have a second round of interviews. If we don't know, we might bring in another leader to get a second opinion. It's not an easy place to get hired. I think that's really transformed the culture.
I agree. And then one last thing on the interviews, once they're hired, what Molly does a great job with is the employee experience from day one. This could be a whole podcast itself, but the onboarding process. She's extremely dialed in. It's amazing how well organized it is. There's a full, usually it's a minimum of 3 days, sometimes 2 weeks, itinerary by the hour for every employee. There's a swag pack. We're getting uniforms. We're getting them excited. It's extremely clear what's going on. They're able to sign up for their benefits. They're able to get on all of our communication plans. That has been a big game changer as well, because I remember when, mostly you and I were doing the hiring, it was like, hey, show up this day, we're going to put you into a truck, and you're going to ride with someone for 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll see if you like it.
Yeah. Story that our plumbing manager, Daniel, our director of plumbing, tells, he's been here 11 years. Thank God that he made it through his first day. The first day he works here, he gets there, and within 15 minutes we say, hey, you're riding with George today. George was an old timer that had worked for us for a long time. He goes out with George, and they sit down in the truck, and George says, you're going to regret working here.
Oh, my God.
That's his first 10 minutes. So it's like that was obviously one of the times where our culture was no good.
Yeah.
But being deliberate about, if you got somebody who's disgruntled or not going.
For sure.
Like, we're not throwing them in a truck with that person. There's people that we want our people to be riding with in their first time out in a truck.
And employee experience starts day one.
Yep.
And it never ends.
And people in the trades aren't used to it. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, okay, I thought I would be out in the field today. They're like asking if they need to pack their tools day one. It's like, no, we're going to go through some curriculum. We're going to go through some service system training.
Oh, yeah.
Next, our service system. You're going to sit with me, and we're going to go over our mission, vision, values again, and we're going to spend 30 or 40 minutes. You get to go to lunch with the team. They spend time with you. They spend time with the call center. They spend time with our fleet inventory warehouse facilities team. They really get to know the business. They sit in a daily huddle.
Every employee.
Yeah. So
call center. And not to take this too far, but even when we hire key leaders, we've had 2 key leaders were hired last year, which is super exciting. Their onboarding is months. And we use a software called ClickUp. It's really great task management. And we'll go through there. And there will be 50 specific action items that we share with that person, and there's training and everything. We actually just finished up a podcast with Jordan Meyer. It's the last episode, so be sure to check it out if you're listening to this and haven't heard it yet. And he was talking about the importance of mid-level management. If you want a strong mid-level manager, you better onboard them right, and you better train them right. You get one chance. You get one chance to onboard them. You get one chance to earn their buy-in, to get that employee experience. And the better that is, the much more chance they have to retain, and they're going to feel comfortable to take off.